What's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be on the Viper foam gun by Refrigeration Technologies. I've been using this product now for about 2 months and have really enjoyed it, so I figured I'd share in a video. But what you see in front of you is the foam gun itself, and the sprayer that comes with it has a little quick connect fitting, so you can hook it up to the sprayer and disconnect it very, very easily. This is going to be the, I guess this is the aeration part. It brings in some air through these little holes and distributes it through this wide opening, which gives you the foaming action. Good thing about systems like this one is it makes coil cleaners that don't typically foam very much foam drastically, since it does have the little aeration action in there to get everything to foam up really well, even if it's not a foaming coil cleaner. You have your adjustments here, which is going to be your dilution settings. I believe it's A through O. And if you look on the back, it gives you a dilution table. Typically, I'm using A, B, or C. I very rarely use the two D and E just because those are pretty strong mixtures. I find myself a lot of times using B and C, which, if you can see that, 64-1 and 32-1. 2 ounces per gallon and 4 ounces per gallon. So I've never actually filled this entire cylinder up with coil cleaner. Usually I'm filling it up maybe a third of the way, and I still have some left over to put back in my chemical jug. But yeah, I've had really good results with this. It's got some directions on here for you, but I've been impressed with it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it outside. We're going to clean a coil, and I'm going to show you how it works. One other thing I wanted to touch on before we go outside and test this is anytime you're finished using it, just as good practice, you want to make sure you drain out the remaining coil cleaner that you didn't use and hose everything out. You can just take this top off right here, hose the inside out, run water through the aeration tube on the foam gun, and just make sure everything's cleaned up. I find that they tend to last a lot longer when you take a little bit of care of it, take an extra 5 minutes. I know with the pump sprayers, I can get a pump sprayer to last 2 or 3 years by just rinsing it out when I'm finished. Whereas if I don't, a pump sprayer is going to last me about 6 to 8 months before it gums up and starts to deteriorate. So just take a couple extra minutes anytime you're done using the foam gun, clean things out, and you'll have it last a lot longer for you. Alright guys, so we got our foam gun out. We got our Viper heavy duty coil cleaner in there. And as you can see, I don't have a whole lot in there. Reason being is this coil isn't terribly dirty, and also I'm using a dilution ratio setting of B, which you can see right there, which if you look at your little dilution table is 64-1, so I'm only using 2 ounces of coil cleaner for every gallon of water, so it's a pretty diluted mixture that I'm using. Again, this coil is not that dirty, and also I want to try to protect this paint so we're not eating all that black paint off of this coil. So, but got everything set up, got the hose turned on, so I'm going to go ahead and get to cleaning this thing. You can see, even though this isn't necessarily a big foaming coil cleaner, when it gets aerated through the foam gun, it makes it into a foam. So you don't need any of the super heavy duty foaming coil cleaners or anything like that to get the job done. But we'll just coat everything. And like I said, they recommend going in a zigzag pattern from bottom to top. I've just found that my personal preference is typically going from top to bottom, but I don't think there's any right or wrong when it comes to applying the foam. I'll just apply it on all the sides. And I'll do the same thing on the inside. You can see it foams really nicely, even though this isn't technically a foaming coil cleaner. And we'll do the same thing on the inside. And this is only a single wall condenser coil. Typically on thicker coils, double wall, things like that, I would apply the chemical gently to the outside, and then I would rinse thoroughly from the inside out, because you don't want to push all that dirt and debris in between the two panels of condenser coil, because it'll just end up making it harder on you, and very difficult to get this stuff out. But this is a single coil, so personally I don't really think there's a right or wrong way of cleaning these single layer coils. And you can see with that dilution that I'm using, barely even put a dent in the coil cleaner, and you can see how much foam and everything's around. So you just got to play around with the mixture that works best for you, and every coil is going to be a little bit different, just depending on the type of dirt and what you're actually trying to clean off of it, the fin pack, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll go ahead and finish applying this on here, and we will rinse her off and see what she looks like. And just use the little quick connect fitting, disconnect it, and you are ready to rinse. Okay, so we got her all rinsed off now, and hopefully you can see all our paint is still intact. Everything is nice and clean. We don't have any peeling paint at all. And again, that was the B setting, which is 64:1 dilution, using the Viper heavy duty coil cleaner. It'll be hard to get back there, but hopefully you can see. Everything's nice and clean. No peeled paint. Yeah, you can see light all through the coil. Still got to rinse out a little bit of the bottom, but this video is cleaning the coil, not the base pan. So yeah, there you go. I'm extremely happy with how this foam gun works. Again, this is the Viper foam gun by Refrigeration Technologies, and here's a part number if you'd like to purchase it. And you can see at the bottom their website to visit, www.refrigetech.com. But hope that helped, guys. Highly recommended. The only thing that I would recommend that they do in the future with these type of coil guns is with the sprayer. I would like to see in the future, if they make a generation 2, if they can make a sprayer with the adjustments. You know how you have the flat spray and the jet and things like that. That would be pretty cool if they can implement that into this little sprayer on there. But other than that, I have no complaints at all about the product. Works great. So hope that helped, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.